into First Take. I'm Molly Karam, as always, with Skip Bayless to my left, and he says he doesn't need Stephen A. because David Robinson doesn't need Tim Duncan.
I'm good.
Isn't that what you always say?
I'm good solo.
Yeah, I like that.
I miss Stephen A.
We miss you, man.
We are
I miss
so
Tim, too, so I'm going to be honest with you.
We're so grateful to have you here with us. All right, he's the #1 overall pick in the 1987 draft, two-time NBA champion with the Spurs, the 1995 MVP, and member of the Dream Team. The official welcome to the Admiral, the Hall of Famer David Robinson, of course, here with us. And before we get into some NBA talk, we want to remind you guys that Super Bowl champions will be in the house in just a little bit. TJ Ward and Bradley Roby will join us at the bottom of the hour. Don't miss that. But want to talk a little hoops?
Real quick before we do that,
Yeah.
I want to congratulate the great David Robinson on his son Corey, a wide receiver at Notre Dame, just being elected student body president at Notre Dame. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm so proud of him. You know, I have 3 boys. So my oldest son actually just moved to New York's working.
Love it.
And then my middle one is senior at Notre Dame and just got elected student body president. He clearly got that from his mom's side of the family. And my youngest freshman over at Duke, so he's yeah.
He was gonna walk on, but they did give him a scholarship, right?
You know, Coach K. I have a long history with Coach K, and the way they have their team, there was a spot available. So
and by the way, you pulled a couple strings for Corey because you got Duncan and Tony Parker to do little promos for him.
I got that call. You know, my son says, "Dad, I'm running for president." So could you get the guy? Absolutely, but they love him. I mean, they've known him since he was a little boy, so it wasn't hard to convince them to do a little video for him.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree. You have to be very proud of those accomplishments there. All right, let's talk a little hoops. Kobe Bryant's farewell tour continued last night with his final game in Cleveland. The Lakers lost the game, but finished with 17 points on 5 of 16 from the floor. David, what was your reaction to that game?
Well, you know, just watching Kobe kind of finish up and go through, I love it. I mean, I got a chance to retire kind of similarly. People, you know, honored me in just about every city I went, and so I love the fact that they're getting a chance to really appreciate him, and you know, I'm sure Kobe kind of loves that stage for that. So, I'm enjoying watching it.
Good for you.
I mean, it's too bad their team is not.
Yeah. I know, and I'm going to remind you, you went out on literally top.
Yeah.
You went all out after winning the NBA Finals over the Nets 4-2. You were still pretty good in that series, maybe 10 points, 8 rebounds a game, so still cranking it out, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
great.
so now you're going to have to help me with this because you're going to have to set me straight on this. I am getting a little tired of watching Kobe's retirement tour. And here's why. My increasing negative feelings are coming from a very positive place because I have always been a big Kobe fan. I have always been in awe of his killer will on the basketball court.
Absolutely.
And as you probably know, I'm a big NBA fan. So my problem with the tour is it's starting to look increasingly night after night that the opposition is not playing all out against Kobe Bryant.
You think they're making it easy on him?
Making it a little easy, taking it a little easy on him. And I can't condemn any of this because here we were in Cleveland, Ohio, in LeBron's house. And most of the fans came, it seemed like, to see Kobe Bryant. They are chanting, Kobe, Kobe. This is LeBron's house. This isn't even an arch rival of theirs or anything. It's just like, this is Kobe Bryant. He has transcended the sport of basketball.
That's great.
And because of that, I think it infiltrates the psyche of the home team to the point where they want him to do well. LeBron often was guarding Kobe, and I don't think LeBron was going all out. And I can't.
Okay,
that's hilarious.
Okay, now listen. Again, did the Cavaliers want to win the basketball game? Obviously and absolutely, and they did. They won it pretty easily, even without Kevin Love, who tweaked his shoulder, but he's going to be okay. They won by 9. They won pretty much going away. And Kobe got occasionally to give us little blast from the past glimpses of Kobe because they'll give him open shots. Now, I will remind you, he has the worst field goal percentage in the NBA right now because he's pretty much becoming a shell of himself. So it reminded me, you know, the old Globetrotter days. It was like the Washington Generals against one fading Globetrotter. But let's make this meadowlark known as Kobe Bryant, let's make him look the best we can make him look. So that's on the court. Then off the court, this is really shaking me up. Kobe Bryant has turned into David Robinson. as the great ambassador. You're as great an ambassador for the game of basketball as I have ever seen. But Kobe is turning into you. I don't know this guy. I only knew the basketball assassin. I only knew the guy who was always mad at the world. Now, from city to city, he is spreading love and imparting wisdom to the younger players. I didn't even know he had it in him. Who knew?
You don't like that change in personality?
Okay, but again, I'm losing the mystique of Kobe Bryant. I didn't want it to go like this because most people thought Peyton Manning was on his last rodeo, right? Well, I don't think Pittsburgh or New England or especially Carolina took it easy on Peyton Manning. I just don't think so. I think they went all out, right?
Of course.
And I think Peyton Manning, as much of a shell of himself as some people thought he was, I thought he played pretty well in all 3 games, and he made the throws he had to make to beat the Carolina Panthers in a Super Bowl. He was the winning quarterback of a Super Bowl team. Absolutely. That's pretty great. I got it. So again, is there any shame in his? To me, none. At 39, going on 40 years of old.
Right.
Okay, I'm fine with that. I'm getting not so fine with this because it's the integrity of the game. I don't want to see an exhibition game every time Kobe plays on the road. Now, am I being fair about that? You know in your heart.
You might be overreacting just a little bit.
Okay.
You know, I don't think anybody ever really goes easy on someone. I don't think there's anybody on that Cleveland team that said, you know, why don't we let Kobe score a couple buckets? Say, you know, that'll be fun tonight. No, I don't think that ever.
It just looks to me
happens.
like he's pretty much just a dribble 3-point shooter now. That's about all he can do.
There's no question he's enjoying this tour.
Yep.
And, you know, what is there to be intense about? What is there to, you know, there's no reason to have that snarl now because there's nothing on the line for those guys. And you know, hopefully, you know, he's taken that role as a real leader in that locker room, teaching these young guys. They've got a great core of young guys.
Yep.
So there's a lot that he can still accomplish without, you know, worrying about whether they win 60 games or not.
Okay.
So, you know, I just think he's doing what he can for that franchise right now. And you know, I mean, D'Angelo Russell has got a long way to go to become the guy they need him to be. You know, they've got, I mean, all their young guys. I love Jordan Clarkson, grew up in San Antonio, family friends of ours, and great kid. Those guys have a ways to go. They don't know how to win. So, you know, Kobe's got a role, and as long as he plays his role and does his thing, he's earning his money for that franchise.
Okay. Speaking of LeBron James, our ESPN all-time top 100 came out. You were ranked 20th, which is pretty great. Are you okay with 20?
Am I okay?
Yeah. Are you?
Does it matter to me?
Well, it doesn't.
Does it impact my day on a daily basis?
Well, maybe.
You know, my sons, you know, they said, Dad, you were 20th, which I thought was fun that they were like, oh, Dad, I can't believe you were in the top 20.
Really?
Like,
oh. Well, did that miff you a little bit, or?
No, you know, I don't really care. I mean, it is nice that they see that Dad actually did play basketball at one point, so that was fun. But yeah, I love lists like that. You know, I did a list for my favorite top players this morning for SportsCenter, and you know, I did all my Spurs guys because you know, my list is just as valid as theirs.
Well,
I have my biases I bring to the table too. So.
And by the way, at 20, you're still ranked above Kevin Durant at 22 and Steph Curry at 23. So the old guys still hanging in there, right?
You know,
yeah,
I tend to be of the mindset you got to give the old guys their due, man. Those guys put in time. I mean, a guy like George Gervin, that guy, what he was able to do to set the stage for us to have success in San Antonio. I mean, San Antonio, it's a small market. You know, he started the history of San Antonio. So now we have a really rich winning history, and it all started back there with Artis Gilmore and James Silas, and you know, I mean, those guys set the stage. So I would never underestimate any of the guys. You put some of those guys on a list. I mean, how do you quantify, you know, a guy like Pete Maravich? The guy he changed the game.
You know what? I agree with that. He's 71st on this list.
The guy changed the game.
I agree.
He was unbelievable.
Molly isn't sure about Pete Maravich. That's way before Molly's time.
Yeah, well, you think you enjoy Steph Curry right now.
Yeah. Hey.
Think about Steph Curry, you know, 35 years ago, you know, 40 years ago.
Educate us.
Well, I mean, he was Steph Curry before Steph Curry knew, you know, anybody knew about that. So
unfortunately, he was shooting 35-foot shots when there was no three-point line.
And what he did in 3 years in college is just mind-boggling. And I mean, it's how do you? I mean, Bill Russell averaged 32 rebounds a game? Like, how do you even put that into context?
He won
Like, nobody
11
does that
championships in 13 years, Bill Russell.
I mean, so I love the fact that, these guys have the resume set already. LeBron, even Tim to a certain extent. Tim has a ridiculous resume, but, some of these guys are still there. I mean, how can you put Steph Curry in the top 50? I mean, I don't even understand how you mean
yet.
Yeah, like what?
He's going to wind up in the top 50. I got it.
The guy is
okay. To that point, LeBron is third on the all-time list already. For me, that's too high, too soon.
Way too high.
Okay. Good. You're with me on that.
Way too high. I mean, yeah. I mean, how many championships do you have? Two championships
and 4 losses. And by the way, if you're San Antonio Spurs had been able to close that deal in Game 6 at Miami. Remember the Ray Allen 3 from the corner after LeBron came apart down the stretch? That would be right. 1 in 5.
No, I mean, he's another transcendent player, but he's still building his resume. Give the guy some time. Right now, how do you put him ahead of some of these guys? I mean, to me, it's mind-boggling. These guys have changed the stage. They allow these young guys to be who they are today. So, So I just give them a little more time to simmer.
All right. Tim Duncan has simmered for 19 years, okay? And he's still simmering. And he played again last night. He came back, and he actually had 3 blocks in 18 minutes, and I still say he's as good a rim protector as there is today in pro basketball. Okay, so
his
on this list,
defensively is amazing.
He's 8th on this list. Is that? Could you put him above any? Could you put him above Larry Bird? I could at 6.
Yeah, I would say he's in legend status. So he's already achieved his resume. You could put up it's anybody on that list. So. He's a different breed. He and Kobe are kind of they pretty much written down what they're going to write. So where you put them
Although
now
Tim could win another one this year, it's possible.
Well, that's true, but is that going to change your opinion of?
No.
I mean.
By the way, Tim has 5 championships in part thanks to you for some of it. But
glad
again,
I could help out on those.
He has 5 championships to only 1 loss. I just talked about how that 1 loss occurred.
Yeah.
It was a little fluky to me, a little freaky.
Yeah.
But
it's sports.
If Ray Allen doesn't hit that corner 3, Tim Duncan is 6-0 in the NBA Finals.
That would have been.
That's Jordan-esque, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of the Spurs, I got to talk about Golden State. How much of a shot do you give your San Antonio Spurs against Golden State in a potential Western Conference final?
I love our team. I love the balance that we have. I love the fact that we've got great size. We can shoot the ball. We can run up and down with you, and we can defend you like crazy. So, we have a couple new guys. I mean, David West has been a big piece of our puzzle this year, especially with Tim sitting out a few games. LaMarcus is a monster, but he's had to figure out, how do I fit into this offense, right? I can't post up and do what I did in Portland. So he's doing a phenomenal job.
Does he fit?
Yeah, he fits.
Some nights I wonder.
Yeah, no, he's recently, if you watch him in the last 2 weeks, he's been amazing. So he's
but they have to let him post. And they have to clear it and just let him go.
To do that during the game. There's a time, but you got to let Patty Mills and Danny Green and Kawhi get off a little bit too. So that balance is a tough balance, and so it's going to take 82 games for them to figure that out. And I think they're just getting better.
So are you saying Golden State is not invincible?
They look it right now.
Yes, they do.
But no, they are not invincible.
Because?
Because I think that when you get into a playoff series, it's a different field. You're playing a team 7 times. They figure out the things you like to do. You've got a smart coach like Pop. He's going to put all of those guys on that other team in an awkward situation. So, yeah, they're good. But, can Draymond win the game for them? Can Clay win the game for them 4 nights out of 7? I don't know. So I like our team. I like our experience. If we're healthy, I would give us a great shot to win.
Quick thought on Kawhi Leonard, emerging superstar. I've had I know he's getting there, but I'd had some questions because he's not built like a superstar mentally, emotionally, where he doesn't want to be that guy. It's not his nature to take over. And last night, they gave him the ball, cleared out at the end of the game at Orlando. I don't know if you got to see it, but I was just mesmerized because he came up big. He hit a clutch last-second jump shot to beat Orlando, who's a very tough young team, especially at home. They will fight you, and they got athletic ability all over the floor. And it was a huge night to me, as small as it might seem in the grand scheme of things. Kawhi hit a clutch jumper to win a game. He is He's almost there to superstardom to me.
I would disagree with you there. I mean, I think when he got that MVP a couple of years ago, he showed up, and our team is built differently. We don't need a guy to be that guy every night. We just don't. And Kawhi consistently, night in and night out, is a monster. He's a monster. I mean, he shoots threes. I don't even know where he got that from.
Well, they taught it to him.
I mean, he's
England,
learned.
the shooting
He's
coach,
a clutch three-point shooter. He rebounds. He's an incredible defender. He is a superstar. Maybe I have the advantage of being there in San Antonio and watching those games. But night in and night out, I watch him, and my jaw's on the floor, and I'm thinking, this kid is amazing. I mean, I've been there. I don't know how many years he's been there. A few years, but he doesn't talk.
He doesn't talk.
He's quiet.
Yep.
But man, when he goes out on the floor, he does his job every night, and he's the glue to our team. So I would put him in that superstar category just because. There's nobody in the league that I can think of. You might be able to say like a Draymond Green, maybe. But Kawhi's a superstar. I mean, Kawhi's Finals MVP, multiple champion. What can you say? The guy's ridiculous.
Okay, I'm going to switch gears and go way deeper with you. You have a great mind for this, deep heart on this. I want to go big picture. We've talked a lot on this show recently about the criticism of Cam Newton. Is it race-based or sort of racially motivated? You opened what's called the Carver School, San Antonio, nonprofit private school named for the great George Washington Carver, who was an early pioneer in racial harmony in this country, coming up from slavery.
Yeah.
Great man. Your thoughts just in general about the Cam criticism, how you saw it from a distance, and then go wider, if you would, about race relations as you see them today in this country.
Well, with Cam, I got to say, during the game, I was rooting for Cam. I mean, I think he's been amazing. The guy has handled his position very well, I think. The stuff that people criticize him for is ridiculous. I mean, it's really ridiculous. I mean, is he a little arrogant? Yeah, maybe a little arrogant. But the guy is incredible, and he's got a great heart. He loves to play. Has he pouted a little bit? Yeah, maybe he's pouted a little bit. So what? I mean, has he used steroids? Has he cheated? Has he hit his girlfriend? I mean, nothing. No. There's no reason for people to attack him the way they do. So for me, I'm watching him and I'm thinking, okay, this guy, I love this guy. I love the way he plays. I love his energy. I don't think he's quite become the leader he needs to be for that team yet. And leadership goes, it's everything. It's how you react in that interview afterwards.
Yep.
So what? There's a guy sitting behind you talking about how they beat you. I mean, I was there when Houston Rockets beat us in 95 and I'm sitting in the locker room and listening to them celebrate, and no, it's not a good feeling. I've been there where I didn't play my best, and so we learned from that, but we still got to lead that team. We got to take that team to the next level. You see how the Spurs responded when Ray Allen hit that shot, right? They came back and they said, hey, that's leadership. So, he has to take some steps forward. But I think the criticism of him is, I think it is racially motivated. There's, you see how people refer to him and they kind of, that guy is amazing. He's amazing. And he's a young guy. And
just getting started.
Yeah, got to grow up. Yeah, absolutely. There's no question. But man, I love the way he's handled himself on the court, on the floor, field. He's improved every year. He's been a professional when it comes to doing his job, showing up day in and day out. He's not out drinking and partying and whatever else, So, I think it's a little bit unfair. We should expect a lot from him because he's shown those flashes of brilliance.
Okay.
But let the criticism be fair. Yeah, you didn't play your best game. Yeah, you fumbled. Yeah, you didn't jump on the ground for that ball. I don't know what was going on in your head. I know if you had to do it over again, you'd probably jump on that ball.
I agree.
I agree. So, but the guy's been amazing. How old is he?
26, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I got a 23-year-old, so I'd be pretty happy if my 23-year-old was acting, as mature as Cam is, handling what he's handling.
Okay, last question's a tough one, but you played with Monty Williams.
Yeah. Ooh.
Lost his wife last night in a car accident in Oklahoma City, leaving 5 kids with Monty. Your thoughts? I know you share his faith, Christian faith.
Yeah. Now, you know, wow. Where do you even start? Monty is a phenomenal guy, great family guy. You know, like you said, big family, and Ingrid was the heart and soul of that family. So to lose her in this manner is devastating. And if there's anybody who's equipped to deal with this and to understand God's providence in it, I think it's Monty, and I think it's his family. And you know, my prayers are with them. You know, I love him. I love that family. Wow. I don't even know what to say. I mean, I've been with my wife now for 24 years, and she's amazing, and I don't know what I would do without her. And my boys are already grown up, and he's got small children. So yeah, it's just it's the worst news you could hope for.
We appreciate your perspective on it.
Such a tragedy.
And our prayers are also with the family.
With the entire family. David, thank you so much for being with us.
Oh, my pleasure. Yeah.
Thank you, David.
You're all over the place. Thank you for getting up early and making it fun for us on Mike and Mike N here in First Take.
My pleasure.
Coming up next.